And now, your Disneyland host, Walt Disney.
Now, time was, you know, when you could open a motion picture merely by flashing its title on the screen and listing the names of the people who helped to put it together. But not anymore. We reached a point where almost everybody wants to make a bid for the title as the most ingenious of the title makers. Thank you. The project underway here, they're making the title sequence for The Parent Trap. That's our latest live-action motion picture, filmed with real people. However, we've worked out a little melodrama in miniature that unfolds with the title. This sequence stars loose-jointed characters like the one on the camera at the moment. As you can plainly see, she's not the traditional rag, a bone, and a hank of hair. Instead, she can trace her ancestry back to such things as wooden spools, pipe cleaners, and empty toothpaste tubes. The eyes move, the head turns, and the arms and legs are changed just the right amount in the right direction between exposures. And all of this has to be carefully, delicately done. And if your hand slips, whoops, there perhaps goes a whole day's work. As you can see, movie titles are another thing that aren't built in a day.
If the love's on skids, treat your folks like kids, or your family tree's gonna snap.
So to make 'em dig, first you gotta rig.
What do you gotta rig?
The Parent Trap.
If they lose that zing and they just won't swing, then the problem falls in your lap.
When your folks are square, then you must prepare.
What do you gotta prepare?
The Parent Trap. To set the bait, recreate the date. The first time Cupid shot 'em. Get 'em under the moon, play their favorite tune.
John.
Marcia.
Kill it.
I'm sorry, really, I am.
Oh, that's all right. Let's take 5.
I can't fight it. This whole routine fractures me. John, Marcia.
I thought maybe I could keep from breaking up if I thought of something real sad.
You too. What are you doing? Yes, you. Annette. Tommy Sands.
We're not doing anything.
They told us on stage 2 to come over here.
We're recording the title song.
Yeah, for the Parent Trap.
That's what I want to find out about. Do you mean on your planet they permit the trapping of parents?
On our planet?
Those clothes. Those are your parent trapping outfits?
We're not even in the picture.
We just sing the title song.
We're in another picture, Babes in Toyland. It's being filmed right now, but over on another stage.
Yeah, I guess that's why we got tagged for this. You know, they figure since we're on the lot anyhow.
I might explain. In Babes in Toyland, I play the part of Mary Contrary.
And I'm Tom, the Piper's son.
As the story opens, it's the day before our wedding.
Time is near, love, when our lives will entwine. Dear love, soon you'll vow to be mine. All that I've dreamed, day after day, just a whisper away.
Togetherness. That's not what I'm interested in.
You're not interested in it?
I have to report to my people about this parent trap.
Now, wait a minute. We don't want him peddling the wrong dirt around about our Earth.
I know.
Maybe you don't have this problem where you come from. But you see, here on our planet, the dreams of a happy marriage sometimes turn out to be a mirage. You know, so they decide to break up the act.
It's the old routine. Auction off the furniture, divvy up the kids.
We can probably explain it better with a specific example.
Like this particular story, The Parent Trap. You see, it starts with these two girls meeting at a summer camp.
Neither has ever seen the other before. Total strangers, suddenly confronted with the uncomfortable fact that, except for their hairdos, they're exact lookalikes.
At first, these identical strangers were intrigued by their resemblance to each other.
But eventually, it kind of gets under their skins. Susan is the first to rebel.
Hey, wait a minute. Turn your head. Let me see that profile. She's the spitting image of you-know-who? Frankenstein.
After that, Susan and Sharon declared war on each other.
And their life at camp became one long visit to Pranksville. Let's get together, yay, yay, yay.
Sounds great.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's absolute fun living in California. Every year when I get from camp, Dad takes me on a trek into the mountains.
Gee, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
We could be sharing all we've got together. Oh, I really think you're swell. You really ring me bell. Of course, Susan and Sharon eventually make up when they discover, quite by accident, that they are actually twin sisters.
You see, their parents had separated years before, broke up the matched set, with the mother taking one to Boston and the father hustling the other one off to California.
Anyhow, the girls felt it was a crummy deal. One not knowing her own mother and the other growing up without a father. So they decided to switch places. Switch? We could do it. We're twins, aren't we? If we switched, sooner or later they'd have to unswitch us. Mother would have to bring me to California to unmix us. And they'd have to meet again, face to face. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Exactly. Let's get to work. It's got to be done methodically. Remember the key, recollection and memory. Get her talking about how she and Daddy first met and their first date.
So what about the twins? Did they get their parents reunited?
Well, they did run into certain complications.
Hello, darling. Oh, Mitch, I was wondering when you'd get back. I was beginning to get so bored sitting here. You've had him to yourself all this time, and I can understand that suddenly to have another woman around, well, it's a tremendous intrusion. All my life, it seemed, I've hoped and waited for someone like him.
Well, that's very refreshing.
Look, Pet, I've tried to be friendly, but I'm going to marry your father, so you get used to the idea.
You want a bet?
Oh, honey, don't you play with the big girls. You'll be in way over your head.
So, the plot thickens. Then what?
Well, that night Sharon put in a second call to Boston.
To Susan, the other twin.
You see, they figured they'd better trap their parents into getting together. See if they can't touch off that old spark.
Fight fire with fire.
You see, time is running out on them.
Trap their parents into getting together. This is what you call a parent trap?
Precisely.
We're in trouble. I'll have to bring Mother out here immediately. No! Holy smokes, I just had one day with her. I hardly got to know her at all. Susan, it's an emergency. There's a woman out here. Huh? Her name's Vicky, and she's beautiful. Oh, is that all? Don't be silly. Dad'd never get serious. But he's serious about this one. He's trying to get Vicky and me to be friends. She's dangerous. Well, bust it up, for heaven's sakes. Follow him wherever he goes and submarine her. You've got to believe me. It's an emergency. Okay. Tomorrow morning I'll break the bomb. See you soon. Bye. Oh. Hi, Grandpa.
Hi, Susan.
They got the mother to fly Susan out to California to return her to her father.
Because they switched places, remember?
However, the day the mother arrived was the same day the minister arrived, which didn't really simplify matters.
Oh, what a time for you to show up, just when I'm gonna get married. You just go on upstairs and put on some clothes.
Now, don't try force on me. I lammed you once, and I can do it.
Oh. Ow.
Oh.
Why do you have to get so physical? Oh, but you have to do that.
Oh,
Oh, you did it.
Stop acting like a big baby now. I didn't get a good look at it.
Mr. Evers, the ladies were one... Oh, excuse me.
Oh!
Reverend. Oh, wait just a minute, sir. There's nothing wrong here.
So you can see the kids were right about one thing. Get those two together and they're gonna touch off sparks.
But maybe not the kind for romance. They were hoping she'd catch his eye, but not necessarily with the right cross.
I get the idea. I understand. Go on, go on. So what happens? Go on. You can't stop there. Well, did the trap work? Go on. How does it turn out? Sounds like a great Disney picture with a lot of zing and a lot of fun.
Mr. Disney.
And I always heard he was a modest man.
Tommy, my father used to tell me, never be too proud to toot your own horn if you've done something worthwhile. You can depend on the others to make the noise if you've done something wrong.
Well, I'll buy that. But you know what I like especially about The Parent Trap?
What?
Well, it's the kind of film you can take your parents to and not feel embarrassed.
And not even have to explain things.
Well, maybe...
Annette, Tommy, you ready?
Oh, come on.
Excuse me.
Thanks, kids.
Lead 'em back to love with a velvet glove.
'Cause they're much too old for the strap.
Straighten up their mess with togetherness. Togetherness, the Parent Trap. Straighten up their mess with togetherness. Togetherness, the Parent Trap.